Set piece for Keely Adamson to take, the former Sydney FC youngster. In it comes, back post, it's a good ball for Uscock. And the big central defender headed down as you're told to, but perhaps a little bit too much, straight down into the ground and up over the crossbar.
It was a wonderful ball, wasn't it? Into that real dangerous area, and as you say, Uscock just got maybe too much of it. He got up well, got around the back, got up, and you can see there, he knows just too much, down and up over the crossbar.
Headed by Holman. It looks like the bullpen has just arrived. There's another one for Bernardo to chase, the former Adelaide flyer. Cut out by Talbot. And Jamie Young clears long, only as far as Vujica. Jake Holman in the middle of the park as it looks long towards Matt Yeoman, who was missing last week against Newcastle, his former club. But is back in the starting lineup again. That's a good ball from Ugarkovic for McLaren. Has a fantastic record against Macarthur. Davila being held by Suprayon. Well, he'll be a very closely marked man this evening, Uli Davila.
Well, the two playmakers, Davila and Arslan, we've already seen, as we pointed out earlier in the pre-game show. First time Arslan got on the ball, Clayton Lewis was right there.
There you can see Jimmy Jego not affording Raphael any space either. Raphael, the former Melbourne City winger, who's seizing his opportunity this season at Macarthur. There's Clayton Lewis. New Zealand international and an important ball player in this Macarthur side, because they're a transitional side that are quite happy to play without the ball, as Vujica gets the cross in towards Raphael at the back post. The header for Germain. Here's Adamson. Raphael again. Using Holman, who came short. No free kick by Curtis Good.
Well, I must admit, I thought there was a little trip there. No real complaints. Holman did have a look at the referee and ask a question, but see there, he just seems to reach out good, doesn't he, and take the leg out from underneath Holman.
Arslan, you can hear the boos from the crowd and a little bit of treatment from Jake Holman as well, who was a little late into the challenge. Jakulic, Talbot, the cutback is a good one. Jakulic just hesitated with his run. Jake Holman almost catching out everyone with that back heel on the edge of the 18-yard box. And now perhaps there's a break on here. Davila was looking for Raphael, who was not moving very freely. Oh, as that takes an awful bounce right in front of Jamie Young.
He looks immediately down at the pits. The pitch. Is it just where Bubbles? Oh, just before the 6-yard line. There's not much he can do about that. And I'll tell you what, he's probably thinking, I'm glad that's wide of the goal as well, because he could have just as easily had an air swing there.
Well, never back pass on target. And there's why. Now, we've just seen Macarthur look very dangerous from their first corner. That was Holman delivering this time, or rather Keely Adamson. This time it's the left boot of Clayton Lewis. In it comes, it's back post again towards Uscock. And again, Jimmy Jego was struggling to get there. It's kept in play well by Raphael. Ivan Vujica launches it back in towards Germain. Vicente Fernandez with keeping it alive, and that was Jakulic just stretching for it. And he was injured for a month, Marin Jakulic, with a hamstring strain, and then coming off the bench the last 3 matches. They've managed to steady themselves at the back a little bit, Melbourne City, after conceding 4 against Perth and then 5 against Brisbane. They've conceded just 1 in their last 2. It's often the case, a side that's not getting results will focus on defence. It also doesn't help when you've had so many injuries that they have had this season, and suspensions. Now Natel gets another chance on the left side of the attack.
Well, I guess we're just so used to Melbourne City being so dominant that we just think no matter who's out or who's suspended, injured, that we expect them to be near the top of the table. Doesn't always work like that.
Well, it's disruptive, isn't it? You've had Marco Tilio return from overseas, Jimmy Jego's returned, you've had new signings. Hamza Saki left the club as well, who was already a new signing. It's certainly not the stable Melbourne City that we've come to recognise. Here's Arslan. His absence has been sorely felt in the last 3 weeks. Natel. Arslan comes short again. Little flick for Fernandez. Goes again. And just to keep it alive again, you can see when the players try and turn direction, it's digging up a bit of the pitch already, which in the first half of the season was one of the best pitches in the land. They've relaid it recently, and you can see that that's a big divot.
I just wonder if the torrential rain a couple of hours ago may have had a little bit of an impact on that as well. It looks very greasy.
Here's Natel. Oh, he sold the dummy to just about everyone. Fires it in. That's belted into the head of Germain. The follow-up shot from Jakulic just kisses the outside of the post and away.
Well, at first it was the dummy, and then the strike from Natel knocking Valer Germain to his feet, and as it fell to Jakulic, he looked to steer it in that far corner. Didn't quite collect it as well as he would have liked, and it just sees it skip the outside of the post. Everybody you can see there standing and watching in anticipation. That was a good opportunity for Melbourne City.
Melbourne City, who have that fantastic record. Who was Valer Germain, who's just been showing a little bit of temper in recent weeks, and he went in very aggressively again there on Vicente Fernandez, and he's asking the referee about it there.
Well, that's 2 or 3 now that both the Macarthur players and fans feel should have gone their way. See there, nowhere near the ball really, was he? And already we can see a little bit of spark in this game.
He's just gone off camera, Valer Germain, to go and check the number and the name of number 14, Vicente Fernandez, who wasn't here the first time they played this season.
Old school. Get his name and number.
Exactly. Turn around. What's your number? What's your name? Just to store away. He's still talking to Adam Bavkar, the referee, Germain. We saw him very frustrated at that AFC Cup elimination here. As Germain Davila with the glancing header, and it's a great save from Jamie Young. Well, we've had chances at both ends. That is a brilliant stop. It took 58 minutes to get a goal in the 3-3 between these two sides last time. We've almost had 2.
Well, what a ball that was, but even better header, wasn't it? Really, Davila just using the pace of the ball, not trying to get any more real pace on it, just guiding it towards that back post, and Jamie Young needed to be alert, and as he does so often, got down well.
It's becoming something of a trademark goal this season for Uli Davila, the little glancing header from distance.
We've seen it a number of times, haven't we now? With that third One for his hat-trick in that match earlier in the season where he flicked it on. Got a bit of a deflection on that occasion, but he's adding another string to his bow, maybe. Strong in the air.
Well, he's using it. He's not contesting headers. He's getting in there before the defenders are even there. Exactly. But it's catching people out. Almost caught out.
More finesse in the air, isn't it?
Exactly. Well, we know he's got a great footballing brain. And he's managed to find a way to be one of the smallest players on the pitch and be a danger in the air. Arslan, space ahead of him. This is danger. And in the end, Tommy Uscock stepped out just to deny him a clear shooting opportunity.
Well, it just opened up for Tolgay Arslan there, didn't it? And eventually, Tommy Uscock and Matt Yerman decided, well, one of us has to go to the ball. And Uscock finally says, well, it's me. But I think it comes off Matt Yerman in the end, who was a little bit aware of the run of Jamie McLaren as well. But that was just too much time and space given to Tolgay Arslan there.
In behind, there were just no midfielders there whatsoever for Macarthur. When you've got Jamie McLaren, who's forcing both central defenders to be careful. Arslan drives it in near post. Bernardo. Now, who's that come off last? Bernardo, according to the referee's assistant. Now Jego with Ugarkovic. Got a couple of goals to his name, Stephen Ugarkovic. Here's Fernandez with Natel. The South Americans down this left-hand side. Vicente Fernandez, the Chilean, the newest arrival. A man's header finds Bernardo. He's run into trouble though, dispossessed by Jego. Arslan again with Natel. He wants it straight back. It's already a very open match of football. Look at the space here for Ugarkovic. Now Jakolic, this is where he's dangerous. It's deflected and behind for a corner. I think that was another shot from Jakolic.
I'm not sure if he's aiming for that far post or just firing it across the 6-yard box.
Arslan again. Now he's got Jego alongside him to play it short, which he does now. Natel. Well, the idea was there towards the back post to try and get Suprayon a little free of his markers, but it was overhit from the Brazilian. And Macarthur able to play the ball out, at least that first 35, 40 metres quite comfortably. Then the press comes or gets organised as Natel's late with that challenge.
He was never going to get there, was he, Leo Natel?
Here's Matt Yerman being chased down by McLaren. He's done well though, the veteran number 4, Bernardo. Bernardo doesn't like it. It did look as though he and Talbot were both asking for it. Referee goes Talbot's way. Samuel Suprayon. Back with Young. Now Curtis Good. A chant of MFC from the main stand down to behind the goal. can see the active support is up on the hill this evening. There they are, because they've not been allowed to be in the seats behind the goal where they normally are after a fence needed repairing after it gave way under the weight of their celebrations against the Mariners. Good to see that they have congregated up on the hill. Must be a bit slippery after all that rain we've had. Fernandez, little 1-2 with McLaren. Arslan improvising to get it wide to Natel. Good early cross for Ugarkovic. Again, looking for the 1-2 with McLaren.
Well, it was tight, wasn't it? As that ball came to Steven Ugarkovic. With the little give and go with McLaren. You see, it took a hefty bounce just in front of him too, just to complicate matters.
It's not easy conditions. Back with Curto. You've got to be careful with the back passes this evening, we've already seen. Long from Curto, who's not taking any chances this time. Fernandez, no way past Rafael. Diego forced to run, but only pops it up to Lewis. Now Davila, the Mexican. I mentioned just in the pre-game briefly that Valère Germain is already third in the club's A-League goal-scoring charts. He's already second in all competitions. He's already, if you count the 4 goals in the AFC Cup, Macarthur's highest ever scorer in a single season. And there's still 9 more matches left to come for the Frenchman. Uli Davila is the all-time leading scorer for Macarthur with 18 goals. He's in his 3rd season with the club now as Lewis again goes that near post. It was Rafael looking for the Ala Davila glancing header this time. McLaren, no way past Lewis. His cross back in. Uzkok with Germain, who along with those 11 goals has 5 assists to his name as well. Bernardo, oh, he was looking for the Frenchman, just crowded out. Talbot under pressure clears, and it's Clayton Lewis again who's there cleaning up. Nice little touch from Holman. Holman still. Well, he managed to find space for the shot, but was so off balance by the time it presented itself he could just swing the leg at it. And it's back in. A more traditional heading contest that time for Davila, won by Curtis Good. Good little passage of play this, though, for Macarthur, who are putting the pressure on. Clever touch from Jake Holman, inviting Davila to shoot. Now Lewis, the cross in is a good one, and Macarthur have the goal. Jake Holman, the flag has gone up. It will be checked, but it's been a good 3 or 4 minutes from the home side.
Well, my initial thoughts were that he had straight into an offside position. It was after a good period of possession. See there, woof, this is going to be tight, but I think he may have just lent a little bit into that offside position in the Harvey Norman replay. He had some good possession, some good play down that left-hand side, Macarthur. And I think Jamie Young will be glad to know that he's just straight offside. It's a good ball in from Lewis, wasn't it? Look at that, lovely tail, great header as well. And now it's just a matter of, did he go too early? And yep, it would seem he did.
Offside was very, very tight, just a shoulder in it. Adam Bavkar just confirming to Jake Holman. But it was a good opportunity and good football from Macarthur. They've opened the scoring more than any other side in the league. They almost did for a 13th time there. Arslan. Yakulish. Oh, that cross is not a bad one. Right into an inviting area. Jego, no way past Holman. Strong challenge. Now he looks for the pace of Raphael, but not even he is that quick. City back with the ball. We know they've been not dominating sides like they have in previous seasons. They only need to concede one more goal to equal the number of goals against from the entirety of last season. Natel, he's done well. And again, it's Holman who's everywhere at the moment. In both penalty boxes in the middle of the park.
There we have a look there. Not too much in it. You can see from the shoulder just leaning out. It's close. As we said, a wonderful ball and finish, but centimetres in it.
Melbourne City take it short again with Jego. Natel with another chance. This time he shoots. And again, it's Valère-Germain in the right place at the right time to head it away. That one probably didn't hurt as much as the first one did.
I was going to say, he might have a headache at half-time. We'll be asking for a couple of aspirin. It took the first one at full force. This one more of a skimmer off the forehead. His body on the line twice now.
City have a fantastic record from corners this season. They score at a higher ratio than any other side in the comp. In it comes. Header away this time by Yerman. Curtis Good was climbing over Germain. They've also only conceded one goal from a corner this entire season as well. Which begs the question, if they're not conceding from set pieces, why are they conceding so many goals? That's normally a good measure of a defence, is their set piece.
And they've had a couple of scares from crosses tonight, haven't they? Header from Uli Davala. Okay, Holman just straight into an offside position, but it was very, very close.
Here is Curtis Good with Suprayon. He's had his injury problems this season. The Frenchman, he's 35 years of age now, as Arslan is caught by Holman.
Too much intention really there from Holman to get the foul. I think just a bit late. Too smart, Arslan.
Yakulish back for Arslan. He manages to get there first. McLaren trying to latch onto the end of it. It's cleared by Lewis. After a good period for Macarthur, this is a better period for Melbourne City. Jego. McLaren, who was Vujic at that time, stepping up to make the challenge. One thing you know when you're playing Macarthur FC is that you'll always be in the match, even till the dying seconds. They've been involved in so many thrillers this season. Here's Yakulish outside with Fernandez. Blocked by Adamson.
Since that good passage of possession and the offside goal, Melbourne City have really dominated the game, field position. And they've had pretty much all the play since then as well.
Arslan again. Does go short with Jego. Natel for the third time, and again Natel hits it. Well, to be fair, he's striking it pretty well at the moment from that kind of distance. It's going to be another corner, but that's 3 that look more or less on target.
Well, Melbourne City must have analysed Macarthur and seen that there is a weakness there, and that's 3 times now that he's been able to get a strike away on goal from the exact same position.
Arslan again, ball in, Kurto comes and claims comfortably enough. Well, he was looking upfield, they've got plenty of pace up front, maybe taking a little bit of inspiration from Jamie Young, who supplied that great assist for Marco Tilio, who is missing this evening. So is Matt Leckie. Andrew Nabu is on the bench. Clever touch for Arslan. Great ball from McLaren, releasing Natel. They're arriving in the middle. Natel, well, he just waited too long. McLaren was right on top of him by the time he tried to find him with the pass.
Well, he did well there, Keely Adamson, didn't he, defending Natel. He knew he wanted to come in on that right foot, didn't allow it, offered him the outside. And got his body in the way with the forward pass.
There he is, the youngster who got his chance in the FA Cup, the Australia Cup rather, the old FFA Cup. Came on at half-time in the final and was one of the players that helped turn that around against Brisbane as Sydney lifted the cup, then didn't play a single A-League match and found himself a free agent and on the move to Macarthur.
Well, he did well in that Australia Cup campaign for Sydney. And I think the only reason he didn't get a contract was because they'd already signed their full quota of players. So there wasn't an opportunity. Luckily for us, there was an opportunity in Macarthur, and he was really nailed down that right back spot, hasn't he? He's been quality since coming in.
Yanni Nicolaou at the start of the season. Well, that's a good ball from Lewis for Raphael. 2 to aim for in the middle. Davila arriving as well. Talbot just gives it straight back again.
Well, they're getting some joy down that left-hand side, aren't they, Macarthur? Callum Talbot is getting a bit of a workout.
Well, when you talk about tactics, it's not the first time we've seen Clayton Lewis find himself high and wide on the left as well, looking to double team. Try and put Callum Talbot under pressure. That's another clever touch from Holman. Adamson finds Bernardo. Good ball back for Davila. Lovely first touch in a crowded penalty box. Strong and fair from Natel. Arslan. And he looks up and does that after a little masterclass in a tight space from Arslan. Now Fernandez off for McLaren. Well, you sit and marvel at Tolgay Arslan, and then suddenly it opens up at the other end of the pitch, and Jamie McLaren, perhaps on another day, that would have been in the back of the net.
Yeah, he found himself a little bit of space. Both Yerman and Uzcock had dropped towards that 6-yard line, and he just made a beeline across the penalty area, just near the penalty spot. Great ball from Fernandez. And as you say, so accustomed to Jamie McLaren. Even when he doesn't get many touches, he gets an opportunity, it gets put away. It's just not quite happening this season.
There have been rumours about his future as well, as Arslan and Leo Natel apologising for not making the run there. to Arslan. Plenty of rumours about Jamie McLaren's future that came out during the January transfer window. He's still City's top scorer with 7 goals, including a hat-trick in Melbourne City's biggest ever win, 8-1. It came this season against Brisbane. Talbot. Jakulic back with Ugarkovic now. Now Curtis Good. Little 1-2, Arslan gets it back again. Has he been caught late? He has. Certainly made the most of the contact, but it was right under Adam Bavkar's nose.
And you can see the Macarthur players, how they feel about it. Well, I'm not really sure what he does wrong there. The ball goes past. Maybe he's got him for blocking the run forward. But is he supposed to just move out of the way? You know, he's come out to address the ball.
Well, we might say that that's also a clever little skill of Tolgay Arslan to make the most of the contact. Now we're going to see Leo Natel's brought his shooting boots this evening, there's no doubt about that. And he's not backing down from this one. Arslan has 6 goals himself this season. Lewis is asking if the 10 yards has become 12 or 13. It is a considerable distance. No problem whatsoever for Arslan to get it up and over if he so desires. But he can't do it. Up over the wall, too much power. And he's frustrated with himself as well.
Well, the radar really wasn't on there. Perhaps that's 3 weeks out. Just trying to get the bearings back again. We've already seen some wonderful play from him in this opening 35 minutes.
It's the one effort on target in the match so far. That was Uli Davila's header. That required a fantastic save from Jamie Young. Now Raphael with Adamson. Well defended by Fernandez, but probably shouldn't have had that opportunity.
No, it was just left short, wasn't it? It was a lazy pass out.
Davila again. Surrounded by white shirts. Well, we do have 2 supremely talented ball players on the pitch at the moment in Arslan and Davila, who can do wonders in a tight space. That's very quick feet again from Holman, who's learning. Clever touch from Davila as well, as Germain thinks about taking it quickly. Ugarkovic was just sucked into the challenge there. I think he thought he was going to win the ball all day and all night.
Well, I think most people thought that Uli Davila didn't know he was there. He just sucked him in, didn't he? And then just took the touch around him. That's what good players do. So aware of their surroundings. Constantly scanning their shoulder.
Uli Davila, the 3rd most fouled player in the league this season. It's his teammate, Jake Holman, who's number 1. Before this round of matches, the most fouled player in the league. Diego's header, oh, that's dangerous. Davila was there. We've seen him score from that kind of distance as well. Germain gets the better of Arslan, hooks it in, headed away by Suprayon. Keely Adamson under pressure from McLaren with Raphael. Adamson again. City try and push forward. Lewis. Good ball over the top for Holman. He just didn't think he had as much time as he had there for a second, I think.
I actually think the ball just skidded off the pitch a little bit. As we said, plenty of rain earlier. See, I think he was expecting it to sort of hold up a little for him there, and you see it just skipped away from him. And that was enough for him to have to stretch.
So if Jake Holman's the most fouled player and Uli Davila is the third most fouled player, there's one in between, and it's a certain Jacob Farrell from the Mariners, as here's Raphael. Big cross to the back post, but behind everyone and out of play.
Well, you usually expect it to be midfield players, don't you? The ball players, but it's a surprise one for me there. Jacob Farrell, the left back from the Mariners.
Does get forward.
Maybe another one who's mastered the art of drawing the foul.
Well, big game for him and the Mariners tomorrow night. The F3 derby at 5 p.m. on Paramount Plus, away to Newcastle after that fixture was inverted earlier in the season. And speaking of derbies, the Sydney derby takes centre stage tomorrow evening on Paramount Plus and 10 Bold. Oh, there's a hand by McLaren.
Well, I wasn't sure for a moment there whose hand that was. And I thought it may have been Tommy Uscock's. This will give us a better angle. See there, Jamie McLaren just pouring the ball away with the left arm. Not getting away with much these days, can you?
Garkovic thought he got away with one there on Clayton Lewis. Referee's whistle. Just took his time to have a look and make the decision. Adam Bavkar. 6 minutes to go in regulation time. Davila. It's well played again, Lewis for Holman. Back for Davila. Bernardo. Now Holman. It's good football again, the cutback. And the flag is up for offside in the end against Jake Holman.
Again, it's joy down that left-hand side for Macarthur. Possession, good movement of the football, great runs in behind. Again, the timing just off there. See, I think the ball needed to go there. You can see, and that's enough. Holman to drift into an offside position.
Five goals this season for Jake Holman, just one in his 4 seasons before that with Macarthur, so it's been a breakout season for him.
Well, it's been a stellar season, hasn't it? It's been fantastic.
And again, he's been one of the protagonists this evening as well, and had the ball in the back of the net if not for a very marginal but correct offside call. There he is finding Davila. And Bernardo comes onto that right foot, looking for Davila again. Again, the control is superb. Well, he went down under the challenge from Natel. Now Arslan has gone down and stayed down as City pour forward. Fernandez with Natel and McLaren. The ball towards McLaren, who was just stretching forward. He managed to get his head on it as well.
Well, the Macarthur fans in particular felt there was a foul at the other end on Davila. Here you have a look. It's a coming together shoulder to shoulder. Nothing in that for me, really. And then as they sweep down the other end, it's not a bad ball from Fernandez, and Jamie McLaren just stretching, couldn't quite get over it.
Well, with Tolgay Arslan down and looking like he needs to receive some attention, let's head down to Tristan McManus, who's joining us on the sidelines this evening. Tristan, how is it down there?
Oh, it's great down here, Rob. I tell you, every time I come here, there's a few extra people here, and that's what we want the league through, just building up. We often question the atmosphere, but we can't tonight. It's great hearing the, both of the stands interacting with each other. They're all being led by the bullpen, with the bullpen open up on the hill there. It really has been great. There's been a bite on the pitch as well, which you'd expect. I mean, they're feeding off the crowd here, the home team are, and that bite from Melbourne City, you need it, because we've been questioning them so much in the last couple of weeks. You need to see a little bit of something in there. Jago's giving back what he's been given. But all this game needs is a goal now. You can see Jay Mackey still getting into the positions that he loves getting into. That cross a few minutes ago was a fantastic cross, just a little bit too high for him. Great to see Tolgay back. He's got a bus lift for it.
Thank you, Tristan. Yeah, that was the challenge by Tommy Uzcock. A solid one. Well, it doesn't even have to be anything malicious or nasty. When you're a player like Arslan or Davila, when you attract the attention, you play with the ball at your feet, you're going to, like a magnet, attract tackles. People are going to try and stop you, and unfortunately, when you're as quick as they are, sometimes you come off second best. That time, referee played a fair advantage, I think.
Yeah, it was a good advantage. Ended up with an opportunity, didn't they? As you say, it's a contact sport. Bodies are going to fly in. Occasionally, there's going to be contact that's quite strong.
Here's Holman. Another switch for Clayton Lewis. Again, out there on the left wing. Just Holman, almost in that holding role. Adamson coming inside as well. It's a real chess match between these two sides, trying to push and pull players out of position. That's a great run from Rafael, diving through the breach. And it wasn't far away from finding Uli Davila. Talbot trying to break forward, but Yakulic has to scramble a little bit as he gets it back to Suprayon. And now City have the ball back under control. 45 minutes. Just about to tick over. 2 minutes of stoppage time. There's been a very entertaining match of football. 14 shots so far, 1 disallowed goal. And an even contest for a City side that look so off colour in comparison to recent seasons and even periods of this season when looked like they were getting back to their best. They are still right in the hunt. 4 points off Sydney FC, who occupy the 6th and final place in the finals at the moment. But it would be a real shock if Melbourne City were not to make the finals this season.
Well, it would be, and it would be a real failure for the club. And where they've been, there's still plenty of time, and you do feel that at any moment they could click and start to find that form again. Plenty of quality throughout the squad.
They've made the grand final the last 4 seasons in a row. Premiers the last 3. The double in 2021. Lewis with Buitsa. Need someone to come short. It was going to be Germain as Bernardo ended up managing to recover quickly. Bernardo again. Fouled this time by Suprayon. Is there going to be time? Lewis looks long for Rafael. It might yet fall for Davila. In the area, Uli Davila. It's well defended again by Leon Natel, who's been physical and strong at the back doing his defensive duties. And it prevented one final attack in the first half for the home side. A really entertaining chess match in that opening 45 minutes. Both sides with periods of domination as it ebbed and flowed. An open match of football with plenty of goal-mouth action. Macarthur denied the opening goal by the offside flag. It's as close as we've come in the opening 45 minutes. Half-time, it's Macarthur FC 0, Melbourne City 0.
Now.
F1 is all about the need for speed.
And it's lights out and away we go.
Wheel-to-wheel action at 330 kilometres an hour.
Around the outside goes Max Verstappen.
And it's coming to Network 10.
And into absolute chaos on the restart.
We'll bring you all the action from on and off the track as Albert Park hosts the world's best.
What a moment in Melbourne.
It's the Formula One Rolex Australian Grand Prix, live on Network 10.
Welcome back to Campbelltown, where we are just about set for the second half. We did have a 45-minute delay due to a storm that swept through southwest Sydney about an hour and a half before kickoff, including torrential rain. But we're becoming accustomed to that in this part of the world. The good news is it's cleared up and the fans are enjoying the football they came to see. Melbourne City on the road, where they haven't enjoyed much success in recent weeks. They've lost 4 and drawn 1 of their last 5 away from Amy Park. The good news for them is, as the second half gets underway, is that 6 of their last 8 matches this season will be played at Amy Park. So perhaps that will be their salvation, Daniel McBreen, because so far this evening, Marin Jakalic hit the post early on, but otherwise the best chances have certainly been for the home side, Macarthur.
That they have. Macarthur have been really dangerous, particularly down their left-hand side. Callum Talbot's right fullback position has been under some heavy pressure. And we've seen on a number of occasions Leighton Lewis, who we thought would be more in a 6 role closer to Arslan, he's moved when they've had possession straight out to that left-hand side to get an extra number out that area. So it's something that they've obviously looked at and worked on. And thought that it's an area that they can exploit on Melbourne City.
And they can also look for Uli Davila as much as possible, because he is proving a real handful on this occasion for Jimmy Jego. He's just toying with him. Really knew the foul was coming. It was only a matter of time. As we have a look at the 2 lineups at the bottom of your screen, this is the visitors this time. Rafael taking on and getting the better of Vicente Fernandez. It's a great run. Curtis Good coming across. Rafael still going. Brilliant football. The save. Bernardo! And Macarthur, less than 2 minutes into the second half, have the lead, and it's their young guns, Rafael and Bernardo, combining. And it's a lead they probably just about deserve on the balance of play so far.
Well, on the Harvey Norman replay, we'll say what a fantastic run it was from Rafael down that right-hand side. Bernardo is the beneficiary of all that hard work, but look at this. Firstly, he gets rid of Fernandez, who comes back at him and he says, get out the way. Curtis Good, who has been very good tonight for City, is left almost at a standstill, gets the strike away. Jamie Young does well, but Bernardo is there for the tap-in. It's a fantastic start to the second half for Macarthur. And whatever was said by Mile Sturjovski at half-time has paid dividends.
Bernardo with his second goal for his new side, Macarthur. And the home team have opened the scoring for the 13th time in 19 matches this term. They hit on the counter-attack. They are so dangerous. The 3rd assist of the season for Rafael. And now Melbourne City have that familiar feeling of having to come back from behind in recent weeks.
There's a little bit of contact there from Holman. You said it before with Uli Davila. Very similar players, aren't they? Very experienced. Not averse to drawing the foul and winning a free kick.
Now Arslan and Jego. Arslan drives it in only as far as the head of Rafael. Jego with Talbot. Jakolic was looking first time for Ugarkovic. Away past Raphael. Now Curtis Good. Natel. He's got the technique as well. Natel. Ugarkovic. It's a good, powerful run. Jakolic driving it in. McLaren is there. It wouldn't sit. Natel now. Oh, blocked somehow by Keely Adamson. And Germain can't make the most of the breakaway.
Well, it definitely feels like there's going to be more goals in this one. And the last time these two came against each other was plenty of goals, plenty of action in the second half. And we know Macarthur, they love to score and concede late in games. And that was an opportunity that I know we keep labouring on the fact that Melbourne City have buried that in the past. It just won't seem to sit in those crucial moments.
Macarthur do like scoring and conceding. They've dropped 11 points from leading positions after opening the scoring this season. Here's Jakolic. Looking for Ugarkovic. Clayton Lewis with the big swing. Vujica, was he fouled? Referee says yes, but only just. After he tried to leave as much advantage as he could.
Here's that opportunity earlier there. You see Arslan just really let it go, didn't he? I think that caught McLaren just a little bit unawares. It was great play, great ball across that area, and he just couldn't sort his feet out quick enough, McLaren, and then Keely Adamson again getting his body in the way.
I wouldn't mind seeing that one again. How did he control that, Mulidaro? It looked like it was rolling around on the top of his head for a moment before coming down. There's the foul. Ugarkovic. He just clattered through the back of him. Now, Natel. McLaren, good challenge, Yerman. Jego with the follow-up.
Well, at least it was given as a goal kick, but it's now going to be a corner. Must have been a deflection there off Yerman.
Just 4 goals in 77 A-League appearances for Jimmy Jego. The last with Adelaide. Way back before he began his European odyssey. Here he is again. The less said about that, the better.
Well, it's a credit to the Macarthur defence that Melbourne City have had 9 shots, none of them on target. There's been quite a number of those that have been blocked by defenders, getting their body in the way, putting their body on the line, and they've protected Philip Curto in that goal.
And now Macarthur looking to break forward again quickly through Raphael. He comes back with Holman. Young man, he's been tripped this time by Jego. He claims that he came away with the ball. Well, he's trying to pressure people in the middle of the park, but when you're behind and you're clipping the ankles, you don't give the referee a whole lot of choice. Now, set piece again. You see him there. It is frustrating because he's trying to get the ball, and then in the end he thinks he's come away with it, but Adamson with the step over. Clayton Lewis. In it comes back post. Uzcock was there, Young with the punch, and the flag is up for offside.
He has great delivery, doesn't he, Clayton Lewis? Seen him on a number of occasions tonight. Whip that ball in, lovely tail. On one occasion, real danger area just outside the 6-yard box, whether the keeper thinks, well, do I go or do I stay?
Talbot trying to rush things. It's been a difficult evening for him. Holman finds Lewis. Oh, and it's just come off Holman. Clayton Lewis is furious, but I don't think he was flat on the floor after the challenge and didn't see that that was the correct decision by the officials. Fernandez with Natel. Rides the challenge of Adamson. Now Raphael. In the end, he's forced back. Fernandez. Well, that's a good run. Holman gets it clear. McLaren now with a shot off and one on target from Melbourne City.
Clayton Lewis did well there. Just for a brief moment as this ball pops up here, I thought he was going to go for the big clearance and he thought better of it. Jamie McLaren with the touch and turn and strike.
Germain, fouled by Suprayon. German with Uscock. Ball up the line. Raphael. He gets ahead of speed up again. As Davila takes over. Uli Davila gets it wide. Bernardo, he already has one. Bernardo curling it, and it's in! Clinical from the youngster, who got a double with Adelaide against Melbourne City earlier this season. And he's got a double now with Macarthur.
Oh, what a wonderful finish that was from Bernardo. Again, it was started by Raphael. The Harvey Norman replay shows Uli Davila takes over. And just there you were thinking, will he play to the run of Ivan Vujica on the outside? That run was enough to keep defence away. And it's a wonderful bent finish in off the post. And Callum Talbot just allowed too much space for Bernardo in the box. Look here, he just holds his ground. There's too much space, too much time afforded to a player of Bernardo's quality, and he just picks his spot and tucks it away. And what a start to the second half it has been for Macarthur. And when you look at the goal from Sydney FC last week, Callum Talbot kept dropping off. Well, again, he's allowed the space for his opponent, and he's been punished again.
A fourth assist for Uli Davila this season. Raphael, the son of a former Adelaide legend. Bernardo, the son of a former Adelaide legend. Making a habit of it in Adelaide, and Macarthur are benefiting from it. Germain looking for the foul, and again it comes. Suprayon says this time it wasn't.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Suprayon on this one in particular. I don't think there was much in that at all. The legs just stopped working. Yeah, it's a contact sport. There is going to be contact. He just all of a sudden decided, well, my legs aren't going to work and I'm going to go down, and the referee has fallen for that one.
Raphael's touch, he gets it back from Adamson, and then a little misunderstanding. It is great to see young kids playing with such confidence in tight spaces. Adamson. Sydney FC may regret seeing him get away. Oh, it's his Yakulish. As Davila was caught in possession, the little ball through for McLaren. And Philip Curto grabs it and doesn't let go. Macarthur FC are just half an hour from a first ever win over Melbourne City. In their 100th match, Germain just wouldn't sit for him as he takes on Soubraillon. Oh, and a bit of panic at the back from the big French defender who concedes the corner.
Well, it was a little panicked, wasn't it? A little rushed. He might have tried to clear that out to the sideline, just decided the safety option was the best. Gave away the corner. And it was, again, wonderful play from Macarthur on this left-hand side that really opened up the defence. There's Germain, just couldn't drag it in, could he?
Well, it was, again, that transition football where they can just cut a team to shreds. Adamson's ball, back post, beyond everyone this time. Only just turned 21 years of age. A couple of weeks ago, Keely Adamson. Mile Sturjovski, who was the youth team coach at Macarthur, of course, before taking over the first team responsibilities. And not that he had Keely Adamson under his watch, but he's certainly not afraid to give responsibilities to young players, as he's shown with the likes of Raphael and Jed Drew, now Bernardo, who get their opportunity. That's a good turn from Lewis. It's going to be a throw in Macarthur's favour. Giving Keely Adamson set-piece responsibilities when you have the likes of Uli Davila, Clayton Lewis on your side, as Lewis was looking for Holman. Holman's another who can also take set pieces. Lewis just tripped at the end, and Clayton Lewis is not happy with the referee, who says it was a foul. You got your free kick. Bernardo. Is there a first career hat-trick waiting for him? Or was Uli Davila trying to surprise everyone and catch out Jamie Young at his near post? He wasn't far away.
Well, I just wonder if this was sneaking in that top corner, if Jamie Young was going to get there. I'm not so sure. Bernardo again, positive. Davila, he's always a threat, isn't he? Anywhere around that box.
Jamie Young stepping up, trying to be the sweeper keeper now at the back of the defence. Arslan, oh, that's a great turn. We haven't seen much of Tolgay Arslan, to be fair, in the second half, as he looked for the feet of McLaren, who was just turning away to make a second run. And that ball came arrowing in. Certainly, City need to get Arslan on the ball as much as possible. He's kept in play. Fernandez. Nice shape on the cross again, but dealt with by Uzkok. Here is Arslan. Wide for Jakulic. Back again. Jego. Davila. As they spring into attack, Macarthur. Uli Davila. Well, Germain made 2 runs trying to find the space, and still it didn't come. And that time, Adamson got himself in a bit of trouble. Bugarkovic. Arslan. Natel. Natel still shoots. Ooh, across the face of goal. With the deflection on the way through. Or not. Goal kick. Widmer with his side staring down a 5th match without victory, a first ever against Macarthur FC, first ever defeat. That might be the end of the night for Keely Adamson, who's gone down in the back play. It's a heavy pitch this evening. Bacchus, one of the players on the bench, has just spotted himself on the big screen, making a face. And there is Yanni Nicolaou with, I don't know if they actually qualify as shin pads, do they? That look like the old trick of a bit of newspaper when you forgot your shin pads. Give me the team sheet, well, fold it in 4 and stick it down the socks.
It's a 4-ply toilet piece of paper there, isn't it? It's not going to stop much.
There's a bit of cramp only for Keely Adamson. He has been up and down that flank, and he's done an excellent job defensively as well. Pickle Juice might get another couple of minutes out of him. No. Substitution coming now, so the first change of the match sees Adamson make way. It does look like they're stretching out that hamstring now, so Nicolaou comes on. Hasn't featured since the 3-0 win over Sabah in the zonal semi-final. Now triple change for Melbourne City. Naboot, who scored. Between these two, Lopane is also coming on. He got the equaliser in the 3-3 draw. Alessandro Lopane. Now this is attacking because it's Vicente Fernandez who's come off. Oh, well, here is the player who's coming on for Fernandez. It's Politidis. So Garkovic also making way. Politidis, who was dropped after that 5-1 loss to Brisbane. So he goes to left back. Curtis Good. We'll wait for an opportune moment, I imagine, to have a look at the tactics that were handed to him.
A few notes there, just handed out. Be a few little tactical adjustments. Looks like maybe going to a back 3, trying to get some more players forward.
Politidis as a wing back on the left. Jakalic has done well. Bernardo concedes the corner. Now, has Curtis Good had a quick read of what's involved, or perhaps it was just very simple? Naboot wrestling with Vujica. In it comes. Supriyan got his head on it. Vujica clears. Lopane with Politidis. A little 1-2 with Supriyan. The cutback is a good one. Curtis Good is there, and that's excellent defending. And it needed to be.
Well, they opened up a little bit of space there, didn't they? It's Curtis Good who finds himself on the end of it. And there's the two centre-backs for Macarthur, putting their bodies on the line again.
Arslan. Germain with the header away. Well, if it's going to happen, It has to come soon. Another defeat would be a disaster for Melbourne City. A 5th match without a win. It would mean 1 win in 8 for the defending premiers and last season's grand finalists. They do have another corner. It's taken short. Arslan with Jego. Raphael looking for the free kick, nothing given. Throw goes City's way. And normally, with 20 minutes to go, this is when the party starts in Campbelltown. So let's see if it's true to form.
Well, if it remains like this, the Sydney derby becomes even more important for both of those teams tomorrow, doesn't it? A little gap appearing, an opportunity to take a little bit more space between themselves and Melbourne City.
Bernardo with the no-look pass, except that Arslan was there. Lewis. Davila. Bernardo back with Lewis. Clever play again. Davila's been flattened. Good challenge by Lopane. Davila with a couple more words. Now Bernardo starting to feel the calf muscles with a bit of cramp. It's been a big night for him.
There's a couple of able substitutes on the bench to come on to replace Bernardo, isn't there? Jed Drew and Lockie Rose both will give you immense running going forward.
Ali Ogler as well.
Yep.
Is there another tricky customer on the wing? There is Jed Drew. There's no shortage of wingers in this Macarthur FC squad.
No, it's a squad now with plenty of depth, plenty of competition across the board for positions.
Yeah, you look at Charles Mombo and Jerry Skotadis haven't made the bench this evening for them. Tommy Smith, the Kiwi veteran who just arrived, started the last game. He's not on the team sheet this evening either. And then you've got the injured players. Miller, who's a goal scorer. Danny De Silva is there. Kieran Bacchus has only just made it back and is on the bench. Here's Raphael. Oh, it's opened up again. He's so quick, Raphael. It's so dangerous. And Curtis Good, the former teammate, knows just how dangerous he is. He got a little reminder if he didn't remember a little earlier.
Well, on this occasion, he decided to match the speed, didn't he? Run with him. Last time he got caught out. Not a good sign either there, just trying to stretch out the hamstring. See, good defending from Curtis Good.
Davila. Drives it in. It's a good ball as well. The second header from Yerman. It was Danny Nicolaou who went flying past the ball as the first attacker. Talbot. Arslan turns, straightens up, finding a little bit of space. Facing forward, gets it out to Yarkolish. His cross towards Nabu, who was there, and so is McLaren, Lopane, Politides. But again, it disappears behind for a goal kick.
Well, again, it's not a bad ball in, is it? And look at the numbers, 4 of them all there, waiting for the cross.
Bilal, who's a combative fullback, ran just into too many opposition troops there. Arslan, oh, it's picked off by Holman. He's had a good game, more defensive perhaps in the second half. Holman, he's kept that alive, but only for Curtis Good. Talbot. Ziakalish is playing at the right wing-back role now. Politides on the ball on the left. And you've got a lot of attacking players out there for City. Lopane, Arslan, Nabu, and McLaren. Here is Arslan, he's done well. Alessandro Lopane invites Callum Talbot forward. Yakulish. The cross, back post. Politides, oh, it's a good first touch, and it's very well defended by Nicolau. Recovered really quickly. And it's long, and with the bouncing ball, it's never easy. Well, Callum Talbot with a bit of head tennis, they finally managed to get it clear. Politides with Naboot. His cross, oh, it's a good one. Somehow managed to squeeze it past Uzkok. Yakulish for Lopane, the cross back in. Naboot's there again! Well, if that was goal bound, that's a brilliant stop from Philip Curto.
Oh, it's a great save. It was a wonderful ball into that back post area. Politides found himself free. And that's a great save, great reaction. He's got the left arm up quickly, Philip Curto. Hasn't had too much to do tonight in the way of saves. But when he's been needed, he was there and did the job well.
78th minute, and symptomatic of the current state of affairs at Melbourne City. The captain and league's all-time leading scorer, when they need a goal, is replaced. And on comes the youngster, Max Caputo. Yakulish's ball, back post. Clayton Lewis has done well, look out, here's Raphael with the chance to stretch his legs again. Bernardo's forward, Clayton Lewis as well, Davila coming up in support. Davila wants it. Lewis's ball just over and dealt with by Jego. Well played, Nabu. Here is Arslan. Oh, Jake Holman's done brilliantly. And the cowbells just confirm it. Caputo, his first touch. He's going to need support. Nabu, Lopane, chance to shoot. Oh, it's a brilliant shot, and it's a better save. Fingertip stuff from Philip Curto onto the woodwork and behind.
Oh, we're lauding his save just a few moments ago, but look at this. Wonderful strike from Lopane, a full stretch, fingertip save from Philip Curto. He hasn't had much to do, and all of a sudden the pressure is coming, and Melbourne City are pushing for that goal.
Amazingly, he's made more saves than any other keeper this season, Philip Curto. They've conceded more shots than any other team and more shots on target. Has that come off a hand? Appeals from City players. Yakulish heads it behind. It's going to be a goal kick. For all his incredible performances, Philip Curto, it's just 3 clean sheets this season. The only Macarthur player to have played every single minute of this season, as well as the AFC Cup. And the saves, well, he's got a catalogue of saves this season, as Bernardo's not going to be able to make it much longer with his cramp. There you see it, Mackie, we're talking about the standings. So even a point in the derby tomorrow evening between Western Sydney and Sydney would see that gap head out to 5 points for City. But of course Brisbane could climb above them into 7th place. Western United, who take on Perth Glory. Brisbane close out the weekend on Sunday afternoon at home to Melbourne Victory. As we've got a couple of changes. Alain Germain coming off is also something of a rarity this season, as Jed Drew comes on, and Bacchus, who's been out for a few weeks with injury, makes his return. Raphael thought he was away there.
And Babcock maybe just a little too soon he got on the whistle, as Raphael found himself free again down that left-hand side. Just a split second in it.
Kieran Bacchus, the second of Macarthur's former City players, as Lopane finds Naboud. He managed to fashion the effort on goal, but it was, well, the tamest of the three that Philip Curto's had to deal with in the second half. There's still time, though. As we know, between these two sides, it was 3-1 at 90 minutes the last time they met, when it finished 3-3. Late goals are the order of the day.
Well, you feel if Macarthur let this slip from here, they really will be having a in-depth discussion on how it's occurred. Melbourne City are coming and are looking the more likely.
Here's Jego, Lopane. And if you didn't have the knowledge of the last 2 months of football, you'd probably back City still to get something out of this, just because they've always managed in seasons past, in recent history anyway, to find a way out of trouble when they've been in these sort of holes. But that ability has abandoned them somewhat in recent weeks. Having said that, it's a free kick, about 25 metres out from goal, a little left of centre. Jorge Arslan. We had one free kick in the first half. Again, the wall is a good distance back.
9 metres, isn't it?
10 yards? I guess it is. As there it is from Arslan. Up over the wall, and again for the second time this evening. That's not coming down, as Philip Curto getting the studs caught in the net.
Well, there's no disguising this one. Jorge Arslan, the only man on the ball. A little closer on this occasion than his previous. Philip Curto in no hurry whatsoever, is he?
But he's been in absolutely brilliant form. Re-signed again, another new contract for him. He has been one of the architects of what looks like being an 8th victory of the season, but you don't want to count your chickens before they're hatched. If it wasn't for those saves in the last 10 minutes or so, we might be looking at a very different final 5-6 minutes. That tells a story. Macarthur's XG, which they have outscored this season, They came into this match with the third best XG. They've managed to outscore in attack their XG, and they have not conceded nearly 5 goals of XG against as well, which is, I guess, a very positive thing, except it also suggests that they concede a lot of chances, which we know they do. And they have Philip Courteau and some desperate defending to thank for the current situation as it's long towards Jamie Young.
Well, they've conceded 19 shots tonight. Only 4 on target, but how many of those were blocked shots with players putting their body in the line? Just protecting Philip Courteau. You did mention he's made the most saves, conceded the most shots as well. It's where are those shots coming from?
Once again, I suspect of that 19, a fair few of them from outside the box as well, which again is not typically City. Not typically Jamie McLaren either. Ball in, Natel Suprayon it was, at the back post, climbing above Nicolau.
Again, not a bad ball in, really. A difficult one from there.
The Paramount Plus Player Index sees the goal hero at the moment, Bernardo and Philip Courteau, with those remarkable saves leading the way. Lupane hasn't had enough time to make any mistakes yet, so his score is solid. Davila is there, Jego as well, who's certainly been everywhere in that midfield for City. Jamie McLaren. Difficult night at the office for him. That is now 9 matches without a goal. He's getting close towards the 11 in which he failed to score in the 2013-14 season when he was just starting out. Here's Yakulish. Buica getting a touch on it. Had 3 shots again today. McLaren generated the most XG for his side as well with those efforts at .46, as we're going to see the first yellow card of the match in the 89th minute for Andrew Naboo.
Well, he only had one thing on his mind there, didn't he? And that was to clatter into Ivan Buica. He was not even thinking about the ball. And they're cutting a lot of frustrated figures, aren't they, the City players?
Well, it's been that kind of season so far. Yakulish, one over the top for Caputo. No problem for Courteau. Well, how much time will the referees add on? We're into the last 60 seconds of regulation time. Politidis with Jego. Arslan. That period where Macarthur scored their 2 goals, it was Arslan's quietest of the evening. They couldn't get him on the ball, they couldn't get him into the game. And Macarthur took full advantage. Now Yakulish with the set piece, in it comes, near post, Uli Davila with the header away. Politidis with Talbot. Lopane. Dzeko. They need to aim for in the middle. It's towards good. The initial header. And repelled by Yerman. Politidis back in, back post. Suprayon. Lopane. The touch back. Dzeko's ball back in. Too cute from City. But still it's alive. And Tolga Arslan is in an offside position. 3.5 minutes left in stoppage time. Perhaps something still to come from City. Arslan. So many numbers back, the black and white shirts. They've stayed disciplined, they've stayed organised, they've struck when the opportunity presented itself, and they have defended like their lives depended on it in this second half to preserve that lead. Jakulic, the little back heel, Talbot. Good ball into the feet of Lopane. Jakulic again towards the back post. Nicolau heads away. Suprayon charges forward. Blocked again. I'm not sure what Andrew Nabut thought was going to happen there. He was walking into the field with the ball as though perhaps he thought they were going to get a penalty for something. I'm really not sure. Jakulic for Lopane, drives it across the face. Oh, it's another incredible save. Politidis can't quite believe it. I'm not sure this one he knew too much about. Right in the face.
Well, it's great play from City, and as the ball comes across, you don't think the ball can end up anywhere except in the net from Lopane. Found himself in a great position, and look at Philip Curte there. Right in the face. But he stood up strong, and when he's been needed, he has been there for this Macarthur team. Melbourne City must be wondering how they haven't got the ball into the back of the net tonight.
Well, he did look a little bit stunned, didn't he? When he came to, he kept the eyes shut. He's certainly not going to want to go off. It's like a straight right to the face, isn't it? The way the head knocked back. He's back to his feet because, of course, if you go off with concussion, it means you've got to stay off, and they've got the Mariners next Sunday. And then Brisbane away before the international break. I mentioned for Melbourne City, they're at home to Phoenix, then Western Sydney, and then Newcastle. Their next three, all at Amy Park. There's the next five for Macarthur. But certainly City will be hoping for some home cheer. 6 of their last 8 to be played at Amy Park, including a couple of Melbourne derbies in there. Now Bacchus with Davila. Oh, still managing to just keep the ball away, and then Suprayon just acknowledging that, you know, you got me again.
Yeah, you can see there, saw Suprayon coming in and just put his body between ball and player. Suprayon, as soon as he touched him, down he went. And that will probably be that.
Will there even be time to take the free kick? for Nicolaou. Oh, he slips as he goes long. Is there time for City to just even get a consolation, get something out of this match, which has been another bitterly disappointing evening in the Isuzu Ute A-League competition for the defending premiers. Yakulish trying to accelerate, goes without it. And there it is, in their 100th A-League match. Macarthur FC have marked the occasion with a first ever win over Melbourne City at the 9th time of asking. Rafael, the provider for Bernardo for the first 2 minutes into the second half. And then Bernardo, who scored twice against Melbourne City for Adelaide earlier this season, was at the double set up by Uli Davila with a clinical finish. An historic evening on several levels for Macarthur FC, who climbed provisionally back into 3rd place. Even Jamie Young has to come across and rain the compliments on Philip Curto. When you're in form, you're in form. And there was some fantastic saves from him to preserve the lead once they had carved it out. Finished here at Campbelltown Stadium. Macarthur, back to winning ways, have defeated a Melbourne City side who continue to slide by 2-0. Well, Bernardo justifying his decision to leave Adelaide and come and look for minutes and action and goals with the double. Let's head down to Tristan McManus.
Hello, Rob. Yes, I'm here with Pip Curto. First question is, how's your face?
Yeah, it's all right now. It's more my eye, no scratch. So, but yeah, I will be all right. Not first time I get to do my face.
Well, that's it. Yeah, De Gea does his feet, you do your face. But just how important was that? It was a huge win for you guys tonight. But just from your own perspective, you've been defending very, very well over the course of the season, but not too many clean sheets. What does that make?